Now, turn off all the lights and get ready to never sleep again.
I stopped at a gas station during a road trip. The clerk told me something I'll never forget by HorrorMode. I never thought I'd survive to tell this story, but here it is. After driving for a few hours, my friend Steve and I stopped at a gas station. It was quite the desolate place, with neon lights illuminating a parking lot with no cars and no people. To the left and to the right, nothing but road for miles and miles. There was a single gas pump. I parked my van between faded white paint and looked back at Steve before going inside. Want anything? Marlboro, obviously. When I entered, I was hit by a foul odor, and the clerk was nowhere to be found. I went down the snack aisle and picked up a few things. This was the second stop during our road trip, and I'm not sure if Steve noticed, but with every stop we made, the places became more and more empty. It was like we were driving towards the edge of the world where there was no one. This place, this stop, was like the final level in a way. I slapped my items on the counter and tapped a rusty old bell for the clerk. I could see Steve growing impatient in the passenger seat of the van. He needed a smoke, and honestly, I did too after driving with him for hours. Sir? That startled me. Hey, just these, I said. The clerk scanned my items while eyeing me up and down, like I was a mysterious newcomer to town. He looked out the glass entrance and noticed my friend in the van, and eyeing him too. You guys headed down that road? Huh? His question caught me off guard. Lots of people head down there about this time of the year, camping and whatnot. Just be careful now. Thanks, I said. Appreciate it. Also, get me one of those cigarette packs back there. Any is fine. The clerk towered over the counter, and I had to look up when I spoke to him. I know it's common, especially at gas stations, for employees to stand on top of something behind the cash register to make themselves look taller so as to intimidate potential thieves. But that wasn't the case here. When he walked from around the counter to place a wet floor sign, he was just as tall. Okay, he said. That'll be $11.35. After I paid, he put my things in a plastic bag for me and we bid each other goodbye. Be careful, he said, just as I was making my way out the door. You got it, I replied. His expression turned sour. I'm not joking, boy. Be careful out there. As if that didn't unsettle me, he added. And whatever you do, never, ever, under any circumstances, pick up a hitchhiker. Those people out there in the road, putting their thumbs out, they ain't what you think, boy. They just ain't. When I finally got back to the car, Steve was out taking a piss near the dumpster. He rushed back to the van, got inside, slammed the door shut, and yelled at me to hurry up and drive. What? What happened? What did you do, you idiot? I said. The clerk was chasing our van, and I could see him waving in my rearview mirror. He seemed really, really angry, and it probably had something to do with what Steve did. He caught me taking a piss outside at the back of the store. Steve giggled. And you couldn't just walk inside like I did to use the bathroom? We drove for another few hours down the road, but I just couldn't forget that clerk. His face and his voice and his stern warnings, they were stuck in my head. Matt, you okay? Steve asked. Yeah, why? Did something happen inside that store? That old clerk was tall, wasn't he? When he started chasing me, I had to run with my pants still around my knees. He was so fast. I paused before answering. Well, yeah, he was a little weird. He seemed concerned for our safety, actually. Said to never pick up a hitchhiker. Aw, Steve began sarcastically. Thanks for the advice, old man. Like we're stupid enough to do something like that. Right? I agreed. For the next few hours, we drove down the road in peace, and there wasn't a single hitchhiker in sight. I'm hungry, said Steve. It's 2 a.m. and we just ate a few hours ago. Yes, Matt, he quipped. We consumed gas station food. That's not real food, okay? Fine, I'll stop the car and we'll find a place to eat. Why? What do you mean, why? You just said you're hungry. Yes, but all you need to do is stop the car. Just park right over there. You don't need to look for a place to eat. I was confused. So you just want me to park the car and then what? We have to find a diner or something, you idiot. No, we don't, Matt. Okay, then you're fine with eating the gas station food I bought. The one you literally just complained about. Because that's all we have in this car. What are you talking about, Matt? He said. There's plenty to eat in this car. My mind went back to the store clerk. The last time I saw him, when I was pulling out of the gas station, he was waving his arm in the air. He looked afraid. For us. I doubt he was angry just because my idiot friend vandalized his walls with urine. No, that clerk looked utterly and sincerely afraid for me. I looked back to Steve, who was glaring at me. He put his fingers over his eyelids and slowly pulled his face off, like the mask that it was. That wasn't Steve. It grinned at me. Never pick up a hitchhiker. Greetings, spoils and ghouls. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out. If you have a request or suggestion, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. We hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to stay spooky.